Hi there, this is Kathy Crow at the Crow Cottage, and this is not my normal day to be here, but here I am. And it was Labor Day yesterday, so I was busy doing other things, and it's kind of dark in here. I hope this works out today because I've got workmen working right outside this window, so you're going to hear us squeaking as they turn that faucet on and off. And a lot of Mexican Spanish being spoken out there. Very nice guys. I went out and told them what a great job they're doing. They're tearing out all of my front yard right in front of my patio and going to put sand and, get it not leveled, but sloping. So Jeff and I are going to put the bricks in there. And when I hope that it doesn't just slide out into the street in the first really bad rainstorm. Now, I'm going to be kind of going quick here today because I know Jeff is substitute teaching, but he is going to be home before too awfully long, and I don't want him to have to mess around here with us. So anyway, I am going to try to get myself on. My phone shut off. Why did you do that? And I'm hoping I can find me here because when I am on my computer, I can't see any comments. I last night went through and could not believe that there had actually been quite a lot of people interacting with me or trying to interact with me, but I wasn't able to see any of that chat, so I missed it all. So I thought, well, I'm not even going to bother trying to get my computer going. I'm just going to have it on the side here. Now today, this is the project I'm going to do. I'm actually wanting today to feature this DSP. That stands for Designer Series Paper. This is really beautiful stuff. It's called Pretty Prints. It is available, I believe. It's $12.50 a pack, and that is, I'm kind of suspecting this might go on sale because right now they are doing a special every week on Tuesdays. I mean, not Tuesday, every week in September. They are going to put out some new sales for us. So I'm hoping this will be on it. Right now they have some really beautiful foil. This is the Splendid Day foil pack. And this is on special right now. And oh boy, is it ever beautiful. There's a lot of different sheets, all kinds of different colors. There's a few different patterns for each of the colors. There's actually, how many colors? There's a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 colors. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 7 colors. 7 different colors. And they're so pretty. I'm really excited about those. I've only used it a tiny bit because I've had so many other things I was doing. I didn't get a chance to work on it. Now, I did not get my information out for you. But anyway, if you would like to ever order something with me, I would. Hi, Corey. See, I can actually see people when they're on my phone, which I wasn't able to see anybody when I had my computer going. I could see comments a lot easier because here on the phone, they'd like disappear like fast. So it's like, well, it was there and now it's gone. So I am going to do a special little project today. Okay. I forget who I saw do this, but I thought it would look really good with our that Pretty Prints paper, and I'm doing it because I want to show you how to. If you do a fancy edge, okay, so this is what the card's going to look like when we get started on it. If you do like a fancy little edge, you can't just cut a simple piece of DSP and slap on it. You kind of have to follow because you're never going to have an exact same angle unless you used an angle, one of those angled ruler things. Unless you did that, you're not going to have it exact and it's going to be slightly off. So you kind of have to use what you do initially. So I want to show you what I'm talking about. So to get started, I am going to use this 11.5-inch piece of cardstock. It's 8.5 inches across. And we are going to cut it. It's going to end up being 11 by 5.5 inches. So let me write this down so you know what I'm talking about. So we're going to start with an 11 by 5.5 inch piece, and then we're going to score that at 3 3/8 of an inch and 7 5/8 of an inch. Okay, and then we'll talk about what we go with from there. So you're going to put it here, first of all, because we want it to be 11, we're going to cut it at 5.5 inches. I do have some jokes and stuff. So, our celebration ended, so I can't be chatting all about celebration, how wonderful it is, and if you missed out on all of the freebies, oh, I am so sorry. So 3 3/8 is where we're going to score it, but it's always good to join my team. You could always do that. And 7 5/8. Right up there. That's that 1/8 mark right past the halfway point. I'm going to fold this and see if that's going to work for me. I think it will. So I'm going to end up taking an inch off of each side. And I want to make sure that it's going to work. Let's see if it does. So to do this kind of a fold, here, let me show it to you on this one. Oops, no, like this. To do this, it's very simple. You're going to take your fold line and just lay your fold line right where the point is, okay? Like right where the point is. Here, let me move my camera down so you can hopefully see this better. Oops, I'm losing my phone on the side here. Hey there, Chris. It's nice to see you. Thank you for joining me. This is kind of like an impromptu video thing. Oops, my phone's just not wanting to work here. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I have seen you here and there, but I've oftentimes missed you because my computer wasn't cooperating. Now my phone's not cooperating. It's always something, always something. I'm trying to get it so that I can actually see comments, and it's sort of working. Okay, I think I've got it propped up. It's sort of like on the edge of a cliff over there, barely hanging on. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take these folds for each of them. We're going to put the fold in the track where it's going to cut right here at the point, and then we're going to move this point over to where it's showing a 1 inch mark, okay? So just let me close this for a minute. I guess I don't really need it out there anymore. I did my 7 5/8 inch fold score, so I don't need that. So find your 1 inch line. There's a line going all the way down. Doesn't matter where. You're just gonna lay that point right on that line. That's the 1 inch line. And then the fold, it's going to go right in the track, okay, and then you're going to just cut that right like that, okay. That's going to give you that angle, and now I'm going to do the same thing on this side. We'll flop it over though so that I can use this 1 inch mark right here. So there's my 1 inch, and then I'm putting this fold right in the track. If it's not exact, it's going to be fine, but you do want to get it there if you can. All right, so now it looks like that. Now you see how I didn't get it quite up there. There it is, right there. So I'm going to want to cut that one again. I do want it to be right at the fold, and I must have moved my paper after I did this. So I don't really want more off the whole thing. I just want it on there. So I am going to end up cutting off a tiny bit more, but I don't really want to cut much off. But just to be sure that I get a nice straight line, I cut a tiny bit more off. It's fine. But that's what I'm talking about, is you can't just use, you got to go with what you end up with. Now, I just replaced this cutting blade, and I already see my papers kind of got a fuzzy edge. Good grief. I must need to clean the track, because sometimes if your cutting board track is not clean, it'll do that to you too. And another thing that I just realized is I could have just taken my scissors and just gone like snip and made that line go right there and not end up trimming, anymore. But that's okay. It doesn't really matter. So now we're going to do the same thing. Now make sure you're cutting it right. We want to cut, this is going to lay in the cutting track, this point right here, there, and there. And then these points are going to go to the 1 inch line. Okay, so I'm putting that in the track. This time I'm making sure it's right in the track. And then this is going to 1 inch to the 1 inch line. And then you get that nice little angle. And then we'll do the other side the same way. Okay, turn it over. That's going in the track right there, and that's to, oops, to the 1 inch line. Okay. Move you over just a tad. Oh dear, I think I felt it shift. I felt it shift. That's the trouble when you're not laying it flat up against the edge there. It kind of can shift on you. All right. Okay, so there we go. Now we've got this. I do feel like it's still just kind of fuzzy, but that's just my cutter problem. I'll have to put a new blade in there already. First, I will try cleaning my track though. Now I could use these and, you know, but that, I think that would just be complicated. So what I want to do is put this DSP right here. I want to put that there, but I want to follow my angles that I've already got. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just turn this over and I'm going to just draw right on here to draw the exact image I've got, and then I'm going to just shorten it all up. That way I don't really have to have an exact, I could do another way of doing this. Maybe I should do it a better way. That might be more complicated than it should be. Let's grab a piece of, is this wide enough? No, a piece of cardstock. Let me get a scrap piece here that's fairly wide. And I'm gonna I'll just do a template right here, and that'll make it easier for me. Okay, so this is gonna be one side. This will be the right side, or left side. Oh boy, what a day. All right, so there's one. And I could just use the one, but just to be sure that I don't turn them upside down, I'm gonna do another one. This one is the right side. Because I doubt that they're exact, you see. I can't just do one and then turn it over for the other side. I doubt very much they're exactly the same. This one is the right side. Okay, very good. Now we're all ready on that. And then I can just use that to cut out my DSP. You can do a whole lot if you've got templates. You don't really even need to, for me, as you could tell with the right side, left side issue, I'm directionally and mathematically challenged. So sometimes a template is just the best way to go for me rather than trying to follow instructions. So I tend to do a card, and I do templates for that card if I like it, and then I put it in one of these envelopes, label it, and then voila, I never really have to think about it again. I can just go and do that one and not really think about it all that much. Okay, here's a good joke for you. What kind of music do mummies like to listen to? Mummies, as in M-U-M-M-I-E-S. What kind of music do mummies like, do you think? All right, so now on the left side is the one that's gonna go on top. So we'll take our left side template, and I'm gonna figure out which corner I want. I think I want right here. And then I'm gonna, do I want it that way? Yes, I do. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm cutting off some of the edge, so I want more of this part. I'm gonna come all the way in to here. Uh-oh, but let me see if that's the direction. going to get, because if I'm on the left side, I'm going to want it to be like that. Okay, so I'm going to turn it over because I actually want it going the other way. I'm going to put this right on here and then use, oops, I put my pencil away. Grab my pencil. Now, is this going to be too big? Yes, yes, but it'll be easier for me to trim down once it's at angle shape, it's cut where I want it. This is kind of wasting some of this paper. So, you know, it's easy for me to use up scraps, so it doesn't concern me. But if you're trying to go easy on your paper, just put that up against an edge instead of trying to get exactly where you want it on that design. And even by trying to be super careful, it is probably not going to be perfect. We will see. All right, so this was the left side that I did, and I'm gonna need it to be just a little bit shorter and smaller, as you can see. But I do like the placement. That's what I wanted, where those dandelions right here. Okay, the kind of mummy music that you want to play for a mummy music is, let's see if anybody got it. Did you get it? Somebody might have. Oops, now did I mess it up? I didn't. There we go. Okay, now I've got it on there. Hopefully. I'm hitting arrows and stuff, and I'm not sure if that's helpful. Now, let me try it again, because I just lost my video totally. Oh, there I am. Okay. It's a wrap. W-R-A-P, though. Wrap. Now, keep your line the way it is. To make it smaller, I'm just going to go increment by increment. I'm going to just lay it right against the brown part here. I'm not going much further than that, because I'm going to just go trim, 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 trim until I get it trimmed exactly the way I want it, as far as the width of the piece and the length of it. And I want it to still keep its angle. I thought that was a cute one myself. Oh, there is paper in here. Woohoo! I better get that out. I know I have a tool here somewhere that can do that. Let's just grab an X-Acto knife and get you out of there. There's probably more than that. I'm kind of cleaning my track too, doing that. Now we'll cut one more, and then we'll see how it looks. It's getting there. Very, very close. We'll do one more whole round of that. Laying it right on there. Okay, are you ready for another joke? Why do crabs never share their things? Why do crabs never share their things? That's something said of me, I suppose, sometimes. I don't always like to share my stamps. Sometimes I like to keep my stamps all to myself. Are you a stamp sharer? The problem is every time you let somebody borrow your stamps, even though you are positive you were not going to use them, you are perfectly fine with lending that set out, and then you realize that's the very one I wanted this week. I actually really wanted that one this week. Okay, now you can see I've got these done, but you can see how my angle's not exactly perfect. It never is, just never is. That's why you don't want to cut it quite too short, so you can correct it. Okay, so I do need to correct that angle just a little bit right at that top. So I don't think I can trust myself with that. I am going to grab my scissors. If I can find them, what did I do with them? Let's grab another pair of scissors out. And I'm gonna just trim that part and then lay it down and see if that's better. Much better. Still could go a bit more. Just a bit. Oh, there we go. Now that's pretty good. I'm not going to get much better than that, so I'm going to leave it at that. We'll glue it on. Okay. Why do crabs never share their things? Okay, because they're shellfish. Shellfish. Shellfish little crabs. Shellfish, shellfish. I think that's a cute one. We like to watch Matlock a lot, my husband and I, because we used to watch Perry Mason, first of all. Did all of the Perry Masons, and you know, I mean, those were really old. We're talking the 50s ones, so, oh, and 60s. Actually, I guess they're all in the 60s, but maybe some of them are in the 50s. I don't remember, but I have the whole series on DVD because we really like them, and we've watched them many, many times. And, you know, we did all the Murder, She Wrote. We did all the, you know, we've just done so many. We really happen to like that mystery thing. And, but the lawyer one particularly is good. Never a big Raymond Burr fan. Okay. I don't know about you, but I'm not as big a fan of those. And, so we've been watching a lot of Matlock, and Matlock's an old enough person in that series that Andy Griffith, he's got a little whistling with his words, and those of us who have teeth issues are getting older. It's like, I don't care, it doesn't bother me in the least. But when I was a kid, I would have probably wouldn't have been caught dead watching Matlock. All right, now we want the right side here, and I would love to use that, you know, but it wouldn't be exactly where I want it because I don't necessarily want it coming down like that. So we'll just put it right over here on that one. I hear those guys talking out there, do you? They've been working pretty hard. It's hot out there today. When I went to the store a minute ago, it said it was 86, which is really beautiful right now, and I was tempted to not do this and just go ride my bike to the park, but I decided go ahead to do this, and then we can go to the park afterwards. Okay, this time I'm cutting it just a little on this side of that line, and I think I better lay it on here and make sure my angle's better than that last one was. Make sure it's up just, let's go like this. We'll get it even, maybe a little bit more like this. Okay, so what I did is I put, this is the size border I probably would prefer. Actually, since my card's going to be like this, that border's going to have to match this one, so we'll put it up as high as I need it to be. Okay, and then I'm going to move it over a little bit. So I end up with this border being the same as this border. And now I am going to just hold on to that, hang on to it. I'm still going to have to trim it some more, but I don't want to do it all at once because if I make a big mistake, I'll still be able to correct it here. Okay, so I don't want to just do it all at once correctly. Okay, now I'm going to bring it down to where kind of needs to be. I sort of need just a tiny bit off this edge still, so I'm going to use my cutter to get that off, and we'll lay that in that right against that brown edge. That's the cutting edge that I'm talking about, that dark brown where the actual track is. It's almost exactly a 32nd, 32 or whatever that is for your inch. Not an 1/8, not a 16th. It's the next one. Okay, now that's getting better. It's getting better. I need still just a little bit off the bottom. So you can see why this is just a little bit on the fussy side for people. We don't really want to do that. Just a little off the bottom, I think. And we'll be set. Okay, so I just laid that again right there against that brown edge. Trim just that tiny, tiny strip off. And I think that's gonna work. That's pretty good. I can get that to work. This paper is so pretty. I love it. Very nice. What's the name of the city in Nevada where all the dentists live? It's a city in Nevada, and all the dentists live there. It must be a really good one. I bet you can get this one. It's a really bad pun. It's a big hint. It's a really bad pun. Okay, now before that sets, oh good, that got sort of like a miracle right in the perfect spot. Okay, so now we've got that. Now we do need a little belly band, don't we? Because of course its little floppy arms are flopping. So we want a belly band. Let's use this. And I'm gonna wrap it around. I'm not sure if that's gonna fit. Does it? It does. So I am gonna use a slim amount of that, maybe an inch. Let's see. What do we want? An inch? I think an inch will be fine. Okay. So we will take that, put that inch there. This here, just kind of loose a little bit, not too snug, because you do want to be able to get it slid on and off really easy. Okay, so that's about right. And I don't really need that much in there. Okay, where do you think the dentists live? It's not Las Vegas. I'll give you a big hint. It is Las Vegas, but it's a bad pun. A really bad pun. So the answer is Las Vegas, but there's an extra sound. Extra sound in there. I wonder if you can get it from that. All right, so now I'm gonna put that little belly band. You are so cute. We have chickadees at our bird feeder, and they have such a cute little band around their eyes. I think I want this a little bit lower. All right, there we go. So we're gonna leave it like that. I'm gonna grab today out our lovely U. Now this is an old stamp set that we've had really quite a while, but it comes with a pick-a-punch, or did. I'm not sure if we even still have the pick-a-punch, but this is the little pick-a-punch thing, I believe. Yes, this is it. Lovely Labels pick-a-punch. They're pretty small. I'm not going to use the punch, but the 1 inch is perfect in there. They fits really nicely, but I don't really need that. But that's what came with it. But these flowers are really pretty, and I think those will be really nice on this little belly band. I should have probably stamped it before I did everything, but I didn't. And this paper is, I believe it's blackberry. Let's look at the words. It actually tells you on the back. Yes, it is. It's Blackberry Bliss. Isn't that gorgeous? Really pretty. Get rid of all of my scraps. All right, so Blackberry Bliss. Let's check out my ink pad. The last time I opened this, it was an old ink pad, and it had like mushrooms growing up off of it. I had to get a new one. I was not happy about that. Look at that. That's doing it again. And this is a brand new pad. It's very annoying. Huh. That is just really strange. I've never had pads do this before. And not at all happy about it. Very weird. Stampin' Up! Has a 90-day policy. So if you have a product and it's defective in some way, as long as you have spotted it but within 90 days, they will give you your money back on it. Now, I have had this longer than 90 days. I should have probably been looking at. I don't use this color very much. You can see this stuff is actually growing right on my pad. It is not just there. It is growing. And it wasn't like that. It was brand new, smooth, and nice. So I'm having a problem with this having this problem with about four, I think there are 4 colors. Now, I do see that I got glitter on here, so it's possible that I have contaminated it with something and inadvertently, and that's why. But again, I've been stamping a long time, and I've never had this problem before, so. I know I've gotten glitter on many, many things, so I doubt that it's the glitter, but whatever. Okay, so I am going to use, I'll use a couple of things. I'm not sure, but these have cute little, just little extras that you can put on here. And let's do, I'm going to want to put some kind of a greeting on there. Let's do the greeting first. How about, trust me, you're lovely. That's a cute one. I think we'll do that. I hear them pound. That's just the guys. I don't know what they're pounding out there. They're just digging out dirt. Oh, I know what they're pounding. There's plants. Oh, sheesh. There are plants. That's another reason I'm having to have them do this, is because there are these, oh man, what are they? They are, Tropicana is the name of one. Canna. They're big cannas. Oh man, they're big. And I knew Jeff and I were never going to be able to dig those stinking things out. Now, hopefully they know they don't have to dig the whole thing out. In fact, I should go tell them. If you cannot dig the whole thing out, do not worry, because I will round up stuff. And you do not have to dig it all out. I better go tell them. Well, actually, I'm almost done. I better not just leave you hanging. That would be mean. Okay, the answer to our question about where do dentists live. They live in Las Vegas. Las Vegas. Ha ha ha. I thought that was pretty funny myself. Okay, now let's see. Let's see what will fit. This one, that does fit very nicely there. How about this one? No, too big. We got this little guy. Yes, that will work quite nicely. We've got 2 viburnum bushes out there that are snowballs that don't have any scent. I was very disappointed when they bloomed. And this is the first year we've been in the house to see them bloom. And usually snowballs are really beautiful, but there are ones that don't have any scent. And of course, the ones they planted are the ones without any scent. So those are going. I'm not getting rid of them. I'm sure they'll go in the backyard nicely somewhere. But I definitely do not want them in the front yard. And there's one really nice boxwood that survived my Roundup that I had to, there was a lot of weeds out in there, so I had to get some Roundup going. Now I'm going to do a stamped off version of this leaf. Let's go, now we're going to go like that and like that. And maybe another one here, because that one kind of got messed up a little bit. go. That. All right, we're going to carry that motif on here to the back. Like that. All right. Well, let's try to match this one up just a little bit. Oh, I sort of messed it up badly. Not thinking very clearly. All right. I'll just finish with that one. Oh, and did I lose my jokes? I don't see them. Oh, there they are. Oh, here we go. T-Rex can't clap his hands. Why is that so? Why can't I? This is a good one for my grandkids. It's too bad they're not watching me. Since I'm never on a Tuesday, they wouldn't know. Sometimes they do too. Oh, no. There was water on something. I'm going to have to do another band. I will have to do another one. I'm not going to bore you while I slave along through it. Maybe maybe it'll look better when I do that. I don't want anything too much poking up here, but I do want some white that I can, you know, write on. So let's grab a piece of cardstock that's going inside. Is this wide enough? Barely. Let's get one that's just a bit wider. I could use my vanilla. Let's use some vanilla. And let's see what that measurement is actually. That is 4 1/4, so that works out well. We'll do a 4-inch, well, yeah, 4 inches, maybe a little less than 4 inches. Let's go 3 7/8, and I believe that was 5 1/2, so we'll go with 5 1/4 just to see what that looks like in there. Let's do it a little more. Let's go with 5 1/8. And then we'll see if that, I don't mind if it pokes out a little bit. Just a little bit. There we go. That will be fine, because then I can do a little stamping on the top. Up our little leaf that I am going to do it again, but it's going to have to look a little nicer than that. Let's do this one first of all and get it centered. This little, it's not a fleur-de-lis, but it almost is like one. It's kind of like that. Okay, sort of in the middle. Those poor guys. I don't know whether to go rescue them or not. What do you think? Should I? Now the problem is this is not a mirrored image. I don't really want to do that, but I'm gonna anyway. Let's do another flower right below that. It's not mirrored. It would have been nice to have had a mirrored one, and I'm not gonna create a mirrored one, so we'll just do this one underneath like this. Okay, and that's gonna be good. It's not a perfect match. I could have probably used my Stamparatus, I know, and gotten it better, but we're gonna live with it because we can. It's just going to give me a space to write in here. Let's do, since we're decorating anyway, let's just do some on the bottom here like this. And like, again, it's the problem is that you don't have your mirror image. You really need one. You can always do a mirrored image. It's not hard to do. It's just a matter of getting out your silicone sheet. so just get out your silicone sheet and then stamp your image on it. And then you can just lay your silicone sheet right on there. Press it down. I like to actually use the back of my stamped thing to stamp it down there. And then, oops, you get a nice finger smudge and wow. These are all the things you don't do. You don't want to do. Don't get ink on your hands. That is something we all do. And so if I was going to be too worried about it, I guess I could always turn it over and do it again. You know what? This person's probably going to just have a finger smudge on their card. What do you think? Okay, like that, and they get my fingerprint too. When I write, I'll just write over it. Because I don't want to put more, more stamps on it. I just don't. Oh, it's driving me crazy. I'm gonna live with it anyway. It's that pounding out there that's getting to me, I think. All right. There and there and there. Usually this is the time I put my finger with ink on it. Now I can't see that and I kind of wanted to. Let me push this up a bit. Kind of wanted to see my design. Oh, well, maybe I don't now since it was all off anyway. Oh, I can't bear it. I have to take that off and do it again. All right, so we've got four. What did I end up with here? 3 7/8 and 5 1/8. That's what we ended up with. Okay, let's try this again. Let me wipe my fingers so my messy hands don't do that again. Now these cling stamps make this more challenging. It is true. Even with a Stamparatus, the cling stamp makes it, more difficult because you can't see through. But your Stamparatus does make a lot of difference in this sort of thing. So let's grab it out. Might as well do everything since I'm doing it all. Oops, and that. And that. And that. Okay. Put that right there in the corner. And you there. We're going to do it up pretty high. All right, so this time when we do this, I don't know if this is going to help me a lot. With it in the corner, it should. Let's just see if it does. Maybe I'll do it different. Instead of my fleur-de-lis, maybe I'll just do this instead. What do you think? Should I try it with a fleur-de-lis? Let's see if it'll work. And it's not a real fleur-de-lis, but it's sort of close to it. All right, so I'm going to check and make sure it's clean. I'm going to stick it right up here where I want that. Since it's a cling and it sticks to my fingers, it's kind of tricky to even place. Okay, so we got it going right where I want it. Close the plate. Stick it on there. We'll ink it up. Hopefully this will help keep my hands out of the goo. Okay, so there's one. Now, I'm going to turn this. I don't know that it's going to help a lot, but we'll try. We'll turn it like this. Okay, now I'm going to clean this off. Okay, Okay, make sure it's good and dry. And then checking my design. Now, sometimes what I do is I use a pen. I don't see one handy, but I mark where the points are so that I can actually place them better on things like this. Okay. So I can get it hopefully like right exactly where I want it. And now we'll try that and see if it worked. He's got a real rhythmic tap out there, doesn't he? Voila. It works beautifully when you do it the right way. It's this thing we like to call the right way. Just use your stamp apparatus. Get it out. It really does make life easier. So much easier. And now, since I have it out, I might as well use it for all of these other purposes as well. And we'll use the mirrored image thing as well. So let's take you, move that back. All right, we'll go like this here. Okay. And I did want that to be stamped off. There we go. And now we're going to do the mirrored image, though, on this one. So let's grab our silicone sheet out. Make sure it's clean. We'll stamp that right on there. Get it good and juicy. And let's move this so that I can see what I'm doing. Can't really see my image very well under there to get it to match. Hopefully it's good enough. Aha! Very good. Now I didn't stamp it off. It is just a little lower, but it's pretty good. And you see, I still do have these smudges. This is the trouble with Blackberry Bliss. This is why I don't use it so much. And now I'm remembering why I don't use it very much, is I tend to get it all over my hands. It's all over the place. I can't help but smudge everything all over. Very frustrating. Okay, I'm not going to do the bottom. I'm afraid I'll get another fingerprint in if I do. All right, I think I need another joke. I really want to go out there and tell them, don't worry about it, I got Roundup. Okay, why can't a T-Rex clap his hands? Okay, why can't he? Because he's extinct. That's why. No, you thought it was his little tiny flippy hands, huh? Well, no, it's just that he's extinct. All right, I think my grandkids will like that. All right, there we go. Not too smudgy, just a little bit, and just enough to show I cared enough to make the card. And then this one, let's remove my magnets. If they touch each other, they'll have problems. I do need a new belly band, don't I? It is pretty bad. It's pretty bad. So let's go ahead. Got my cardstock here somewhere. What did I do with it? I had it. Aha, there it is. So 1 inch. Again. This time we'll stamp it before I close it all up. That's a nice piece of trash now. All right. Do I want to change directions on the sentiment? We've got just because is nice, isn't it? There's so many. Really, there's just so many. Let's do miles apart, but still in my heart. That's the kind of sentiment I would never say. let's see. It is nice, but it's just I'm very practical kind of person. Cherished friend. That's a good one. All right. Oh, don't get blackberry bliss all over you. Please. It's not the stamp's fault, it's the operator. Okay, one there. And we will leave the leaves out. That's where I got into trouble with that leaf. Let's do one there and one there. Oh, let's do a third. Usually 3 is better than 2, right? All right, there we go. Now we are finally getting done here. Very nice. Then I can go stop my guys from killing themselves out there on that stupid canna. They said, did you wanted the, I could see now why he said it, because he was envisioning himself having to pound that stupid thing out for like hours. So I'm gonna go out and relieve him from having to spare any more of it. I saw some of it even coming up in the lawn, so it's not like it's a difficult plant to propagate. I don't need very much of it in the backyard. It's Jeff. I wouldn't even keep it at all, except for Jeff really loves it. He thinks that the leaves are beautiful, and actually they are quite nice, but I'm kind of leery of anything that's too sturdy. If it's that sturdy, I probably don't want it. It's probably a garden thug. All right, there we go. Cherished friend. Aren't you cute? Now, don't you just think it needs some ribbon or something? Yes, it does. But I don't have time to do it right now, so I'm going to just leave. Although, I hear him stopped out there. Oh, nope, there he goes. He's still going at it. All right, so what I was featuring today, in case you're still wondering, what in the heck is this even doing? Just a fancy fold that I wanted to show you how you can make a template so that you can do any kind of shape gatefold. This is just a fancy gatefold. You can make it any shape you want. You can do curves, you can do angles. Just make a template of these little wings. And then you can cut out your beautiful DSP to match that and lay it right on there. This Pretty Prints designer series paper has all these gorgeous colors. It's got a beautiful print, isn't that? Oh man, I just love it. It's so pretty. So you're gonna really like that. And then bringing out an oldie but goodie, lovely you, for you to enjoy. A couple of good jokes that we had today. It was nice to have you guys watching. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing my videos, and I will see you next week. I'll have a few more new jokes next week, because I'm very sorry my grandkids weren't watching with our T-Rex one. They're big into dinosaurs, so they would have liked it, but they'll probably check in later. And but it would have been nice. They might have actually gotten that one. I don't know. What's one more? Why does everyone enjoy being around a volcano? And I'm not talking about a person who likes to spout off a lot. Why does everyone enjoy being around a volcano? You know? You're gonna like it. Because it's so lavable. Lavable. Isn't that a good one? I loved it. All right, I'll see you guys next week. Yes, next week. Is that correct? Yes, I will be back. We're actually going to go down to Texas to visit my brother-in-law and his wife. So we will be out of town for the weekend, but we will be back by Monday. Hopefully I'll be ready to do that. And the following week, I will be gone for a week, but then I'll be back again. And who knows, maybe I'll get in here and get inspired enough to do a video recorded that I can put on for that week. I try to do that, but I don't always manage to. So we'll just see. And you have a lovely day. I hope it's as beautiful as ours is. It's really nice here. I think I might have time to go for a bike ride because Jeff's not home yet. He will be very soon. So we'll see what 6th grade was like today for him. Have a great day. Bye.